Welcome back to the shadows. Today, we explore a very specific kind of suffering. It is the burden of the observer, the curse of those who see much too far. While others worry about their daily bills, you worry about the heat death of stars. You understand the scale. You know that we are drifting on a lonely speck of dust. This isn't just a fleeting thought. It is a physical weight that sits on your chest. The more you learn, the smaller you feel. It is the cruel paradox of the human intellect. Your brain evolved to find patterns, but the universe offers only a deafening silence. The Fermi paradox isn't a theory to you. It is a haunting, nightly reality of the void. Intelligence is a flashlight in a dark room that has no walls and absolutely no floor. You shine your light, hoping to find a boundary, but you find only more infinite dark. Most people live in the immediate. They live in the now, the here, and the simple us. But you live in the eons. You live in the light years and the cold, empty spaces between. You see the fragility of the atmosphere, a thin, blue veil protecting us from nothingness. To understand the scale of the universe is to realize that our history is a single blink. Every empire, every war, every great love story is just a vibration in a cosmic vacuum. This knowledge doesn't make you feel powerful. It makes you feel entirely inconsequential. The intellectual's dread is the realization that logic cannot solve the problem of scale. You can calculate the distance to Andromeda, but you cannot calculate your own meaning. There is a loneliness in this realization, a wall between you and the rest of the world. How do you talk about the weather when you are thinking about the birth of a black hole? How do you care about social status when you know the sun will eventually swallow the earth? Society calls this depression, but for the high IQ thinker, it is simply objective reality. You aren't being pessimistic. You are being accurate, and that is what hurts the most. The human mind was never meant to comprehend the true size of the celestial architecture. We are biological machines designed for survival, not for witnessing the infinite void. When you force a finite mind to process an infinite reality, something inside begins to break. That crack is where the dread enters. It is the cold wind of the cosmos blowing through you. You look at the stars and you don't feel wonder. You feel a profound sense of displacement. You are a stranger in a house that is too big to ever be called a home for your soul. The silence of the universe is not peaceful. It is an active, aggressive kind of negation. It tells you that your screams do not travel. It tells you that your light is temporary. The intellectual tries to build a bridge of data to cross the abyss of nihilism today. But the abyss is wider than any bridge. The abyss is the fundamental fabric of existence. You realize that your consciousness is a rare accident in a universe of cold, dead matter. This should make you feel special, but instead it makes you feel terrifyingly vulnerable. If we are the only ones watching, then the weight of the entire universe is on our shoulders. We are the eyes of the cosmos, looking back at itself and shivering at what we finally see. The dread comes from the lack of an audience. There is no one to witness our small struggle. We are performing a play in an empty theater that is slowly collapsing into the dark sea. High intelligence removes the filters that keep other people feeling safe and comfortable. You see the gears of the machine. You see the rust on the edges of our shared reality. The comfort of religion or simple faith often fails the person who demands logical proof. When you follow the logic to its final conclusion, you arrive at a point of total silence. It is the point where the why becomes a nothing, a void that refuses to be filled up. This is why the smartest people in the room are often the ones who speak the very least. They aren't being arrogant. They are simply exhausted by the scale of their own thoughts. Every conversation feels like a distraction from the fundamental truth of our tiny existence. You try to explain this feeling to others, but they think you are just being dramatic now. They don't see the black holes. They don't hear the ticking of the great cosmic clock. To them, a year is a long time. To you, a billion years is just a rounding error in time. This temporal displacement is the hallmark of the intellectual's existential anxiety. You are grieving for a future that hasn't happened yet, but is mathematically certain. You are mourning the death of the universe while you are still trying to eat your breakfast. The shadow of the infinite is long. It stretches over every joy and every human triumph. But there is a dark kind of stoicism that can be found within this cosmic perspective. If nothing matters on a universal scale, then your failures do not truly matter either. Your embarrassments are invisible. Your mistakes are smaller than atoms in the grand design. The same scale that creates the dread can also provide a strange, cold form of liberty. You are free to exist without the pressure of cosmic importance or divine expectations. You are a ghost in the machine, and for a brief moment, you get to observe the works. The dread is the price of admission. It is the tax you pay for having eyes that see truth. Most would choose the blindfold. Most would choose the warmth of a small, flickering fire. But you have stepped out into the cold. You have looked directly into the heart of the sun. You cannot go back to the small world. You cannot unsee the scale of the great architecture. So you must learn to walk with the dread. You must make it your silent, dark companion. It is a heavy coat, but it is yours. It is the uniform of the truly conscious observer. The universe is vast, cold, and indifferent. But you are here, and you are currently aware. That awareness is a miracle of physics, even if it feels like a curse of the psychology. You are the universe's way of knowing itself, even if that knowing is filled with terror. Don't run from the scale. Don't hide from the math that tells you how small you really are. Accept the insignificance. Embrace the void. Find the beauty in the cold, hard geometry. The intellectual's dread is not a sickness. It is the final stage of human understanding. It is the moment the child realizes the parent is not coming to save the broken toy. We are alone. We are small. We are temporary. And yet, we have the courage to ask why. That why is the most powerful thing in the universe, despite our physical limitations. It is the spark that defies the darkness. It is the scream that echoes in the silent hall. Your anxiety is a sign of your depth. Your fear is a testament to your great perception. Only a mind capable of seeing the infinite can be truly terrified by the scale of it all. So let the dread sit beside you. Let it remind you of the stakes of your own existence. You have a few decades to witness a story that has been writing itself for eons of time. Don't waste that time trying to be small again. You have already seen the map of the stars. The loneliness you feel is the distance between your mind and the average human experience. It is a high-altitude sickness. The air is thin up here, but the view is absolutely honest. You see the curvature of the earth. You see the darkness of the space that surrounds us. The existential dread is the heartbeat of the thinker, a steady, rhythmic pulse of truth. It tells you that you are alive. It tells you that you are paying attention to the world. The void is not your enemy. It is the canvas upon which your entire life is being painted. Without the black background, the stars would have no way to show their brilliant light. Without the dread, your moments of meaning would have no weight or significant gravity. You are a creature of the shadow, looking for the light in a place where light is rare. That search is what makes you human. That search is what justifies your high intelligence. Do not apologize for your depth. Do not hide your cosmic anxiety from the shallow world. Wear it like a badge of honor. You are one of the few who actually knows where we are. We are on a ship with no captain, sailing through a sea with no shore in any direction. It is a terrifying journey, but it is the only one that is actually, truly happening now. The intellectual's dread is the only honest response to the reality of our situation. Everything else is just a distraction. Everything else is just a game we play to forget. But you don't want to forget. You want to know, even if the knowing is a heavy burden. The scale of the universe is a mirror. It shows you exactly what you are made of today. It shows you that you are stardust that has learned to think, to feel, and to be afraid. That fear is the most sophisticated emotion in the known galaxy. It is a complex gift. It requires a high IQ to even feel this level of existential terror and profound doubt. So breathe in the cold air of the cosmos. Let the scale of the infinite wash over you. You are small, yes. You are temporary, certainly. But you are currently looking at it. The universe is staring back at you through your own eyes. It is a closed loop of light. The dread is just the friction of your soul rubbing against the edges of the infinite. It means you are reaching the boundaries. It means you are pushing against the limits. Stay in the dark. Keep looking up. The dread is the only thing that is truly real here. The rest is just noise. The rest is just the flickering of a dying candle in the wind. You are Psychumbra. You are the shadow that understands the light of the distant stars. The cosmic scale is your home now. It is a cold home, but it is the only honest one. Do not fear the silence. The silence is where the deepest truths are finally whispered. Listen to the void. It is telling you that you are free. It is telling you to just be. The burden of intelligence is the ability to see the end and still choose to continue. That is the ultimate act of defiance. To know the scale and still dare to have a name. To know the void and still dare to feel the heat of your own small beating heart. You are the observer. You are the witness. You are the one who finally understands. The dread is your power. The anxiety is your compass. The universe, your dark stage. Walk into the night with your eyes wide open. There is nothing left to fear but the truth. And the truth is already here. It has been waiting for you since the very beginning. Welcome to the scale of the infinite. Welcome to the burden of knowing everything. This is the end of the small world. This is the beginning of your true cosmic life. Stay silent. Stay observant. Stay in the shadow of the mind. Good night for now.